guys, it's Aja, also known as Aja K-pop, and today I'm back from a long hiatus. It's been about a year and a half since I made my last video, and that's no good. So I'm not gonna make any excuses for it. I'm just gonna move into this topic of goals. I think that because it's February, okay, so last month, probably a lot of us have set a lot of goals for ourselves, or New Year's resolutions, because that's what you do in January. You set New Year's resolutions, you say, this is what I'm going to achieve this year, this is what I'm going to change about my life, and then you either do it or you don't. But for those folks who find it difficult to keep up with those resolutions, or find yourself not quite achieving them, I have a list of tips for you. This is your plan and my plan for how we're going to achieve our goals in 2015. So it's February, you've had a month. If you have kept up with your goals till now, good job. You are doing it, and you can keep doing it. And if you haven't, guess what? That's okay. You can still do it. So, tip number 1 for achieving our goals is to set feasible goals. So, let's just say that some girl we both know who, she has a dream to be a K-pop star. It's kind of far-fetched, like a lot of people tell her like it's impossible even, because she's black and she wants to be the first black K-pop star. And that's like, whoa, like being the first anything is already pretty difficult. But then being the first K-pop star, how's she gonna do that? That's impossible, right? Well, I won't say that that's impossible, but I will say that that is not what falls under the category of feasible goals. That might be feasible for her. And in fact, I will even say she can do that. But when I talk about setting feasible goals for yourself, I mean the smaller goals that will lead to that bigger goal. So, for example, that girl who really wants to be a K-pop star should start by moving to Korea and really getting to know some of the people who live in Korea, because I feel like it's a lot more likely that you become a K-pop star in Korea than here in the United States, in Texas at that. Next, another goal she might have is to get nice and fit and healthy, because traveling, for one, can be very taxing on your body and your mentality, but in general in life it's good to be fit and healthy, and it's good for your skin, it's good for your body, it's good for your hair, it's good for your health. You should do it. She should do it. And another goal that she should have is probably to finish graduating college, because education is valued really high over in South Korea, and she's really close to the end of that, so she should probably just go ahead and finish. Okay, secret. That girl is me. And those are my goals for 2015. I'm going to get fit. I'm going to finish college in December. I'm going to apply for jobs teaching in South Korea so that I can move there. But feasible goals for you might be totally different or the same. I mean, it all depends on what you want to do with your life. I think a feasible goal is something that is going to challenge you. It's going to be difficult, but it's not going to be impossible, implausible. It's something that you can do and you can start working towards today. That's a feasible goal. Number 2 on my list is to not make excuses. So, just like I didn't want to make any excuses for why I haven't made a video in a while, you shouldn't make excuses for why you haven't done blah blah blah. If you want to achieve your goals, you can't make excuses for why you're not doing it, because of you. You will start to believe those excuses. If you tell yourself, oh, I didn't have time to work out, then you will really believe that you didn't have time to work out. Even though you had 30 minutes that you spent, sitting on the couch watching TV, like you could have been working out during those 30 minutes, but instead you didn't do something productive, right? Sounds like an excuse. So, what's good is not to make excuses to yourself or to others, because it's not helpful to you. And tip number three is to remember that it's okay to mess up. So, if you did spend those 30 minutes on the couch watching, Game of Thrones or whatever your show of choice is, like, it happens. If I eat a whole chocolate bar today, like, that's okay. That's a setback to my nutritious goals, but it's not the end of the world, and it's not the end of my goals. If I do that, if we mess up, that's okay. That doesn't mean we failed. Messing up doesn't mean failure, and that's important to remember. So if you did spend that 30 minutes on the couch watching TV instead of going to the gym or doing your homework or whatever it is that you want to do that would achieve your goals, then just remember that, there's the next time that opportunity comes up, you take that one. And that also means that if you didn't achieve your goals or if you fell off your goals for 2015, you don't have to wait until 2016 to start over. You should start over today. Start over right now, because you can still achieve those goals this year. You don't have to give up. You don't have to fail. And let's say, for example, that your goals were fitness. Well, if you give up on fitness in February of 2015, when you had a whole 11 more months that you could have tried to achieve that, maybe you wouldn't have achieved your ultimate fitness goal of looking like Shakira or Beyonce or whatever, but man, you could have been fit. You could have been really fit still, and you gave up. Don't do that, right? The last tip is to get back up, which is basically ties into tip number 3 of remembering that it's okay to mess up. Is that if you tell yourself, if you know that it's okay to mess up, then you also know that it's okay to start again. It's okay to pick yourself back up. So, if I eat a whole chocolate bar today, which I'm not going to do, because that's my goal, but if I did eat a whole chocolate bar today, that's okay, because I don't have to eat 2 chocolate bars today. I don't have to eat 3 chocolate bars today. I can stop after that chocolate bar and refocus and restart my goals, and tomorrow I won't have any chocolate. Or tomorrow I'll have half a chocolate bar. Set goals that you can achieve. So if it's easing slowly into something, ease slowly into it. But don't just give up because you couldn't jump right into it immediately. So those are my tips for achieving your goals, achieving our goals this year. I'm going to eat healthier than I have been, exercise, get moving. I'm not going to tell myself that I'm going to work out for an hour every single day, because that's one of those not so feasible goals. That's one of those things that if I told myself I'm going to do that immediately, well, I hate working out. So jumping straight into that is setting myself up for failure. But if I walk more, if I go outside more, if I choose to ride my bike somewhere instead of taking the bus, that is more feasible, and that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to graduate this year. I will. That's harder than it sounds, because a lot of people are like, okay, all you have to do is just not fail. But I have to take a full load of classes in the summer and in the fall in order to achieve this, as well as right now I'm taking a full load. And they're my senior year classes, so they're pretty difficult. But I believe in me, and I can do this. And you can do this. Oh yeah, my other goal is that I'm going to start applying to jobs teaching in South Korea because I want to move there. I want to live there. That's like the place I want to be anyway. But also, I want to be a K-pop star. So that starts with being in South Korea. For those of you who don't know how long I've been trying to do this, I have so far auditioned for 2 different big companies that hold auditions, either global auditions almost every year, or they just hold auditions in America. I live in Texas, but I went to these auditions in Los Angeles, so you know the price of a airline fee. You know that I'm pretty dedicated to have gone to Los Angeles just to go to auditions, and I have auditioned 9 times. But that's not gonna be the end. I'm not gonna stop at 9 times. I'm gonna audition at least 100 times before I say, okay, that's that. You know? And if I do ever say, okay, that's that, it's not happening, it's not gonna be me quitting, giving up. It's gonna be me saying, maybe I would like rather to do something else with my time or with my life. 'Cause I'm not a quitter. So as long as this is something that I love and I really want to do, I'm going to pursue it. And you should too. And also, if you do decide that you don't want to continue doing something that you've been doing, if you decide that you don't want to be the next Beyonce anymore, or whatever it is that your goal is, like, that's, as long as that comes from a place of, there's something else I'd rather do, then that's okay. Like, you are not a quitter just because you change your mind about what you want to do with your life. But don't let things happen to you. Don't decide that you're going to do something else because other people said you couldn't do what you want. So that is my video for today, my how to achieve your goals tips. And I hope that this can be helpful to someone else, and I hope that it will guide me in the right way. I mean, it has been so far. And so everyone have a great day. The weather's great. Bye. 넌 모르겠지 아마 모를 거야 너를 향한